Police investigating a Detroit mass murder say tonight drugs may have been the motive, and the man who tried to kill President Reagan may not make it through the night following his third suicide attempt. Those stories in just a moment. Dana?
That strike by Michigan truckers may not have been in vain, and prices at the pumps take a plunge once again. Rich?
Jay Barry has all the sports for us. Rob Kress will take a look at the weather for tomorrow morning. Dana Eubanks and Rich Fisher. The news coming up next right here on Channel 7.
Hi, I'm Jim Harper
of WNIC FM 100 AM 13, and I'm Steve Gannon.
And we'd like to invite you
to listen to our show every morning on WNIC.
Steve, you know, you've developed a real bad habit
of finishing your sentences?
Yeah, but if I were to tell a joke right now...
I'd tell the punchline? I wouldn't do that.
Come on, are you?
Sure, yeah, positive.
Okay. A guy walks up to me the other day and says he hasn't had a bite in 3 days.
So you bet him. All right.
That's funny, Steve. Harper and Gannon and you, mornings on WNIC FM 100 AM 13.
Jim, we'll be with you in a minute.
If you'd like to find a better way to fly on business, TWA has news for you. On most airlines, you don't have the comfort of a special business section. But on every TWA wide-body, you'll find wider seats and fewer of them in TWA's Ambassador class. It's only $10 to $30 more than coach, and it's roomy and comfortable.
Even if you're next to someone as big as I am, you are.
You're gonna like us, TWA.
This is the arcade experience. We're ColecoVision, and we bring the arcade experience home. With arcade graphics, like Donkey Kong with multiple screens, just like the arcade game. Arcade controls, joystick, fire, and jump buttons. Arcade games, like Turbo, Cosmic Avenger, Venture, with 15 screens. And Zaxxon, games that let you have the arcade experience. Now you can bring the arcade experience home. Because your vision is our vision. ColecoVision.
Channel 7 Action News for Detroit's most complete sports coverage. From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7's 11 o'clock Action News with Rich Fisher, Dana Eubanks, and Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everybody. Detroit homicide investigators are trying to put together the pieces of a very gruesome puzzle tonight, and so far they have very few answers. 5 people were found murdered at 2 locations on the city's southwest side. The body of Betty Bradley was discovered in a motel room. 2 of her children, her boyfriend, Eugene Carr, and her brother, Pat Shelley, were found shot to death inside their home. Channel 7's Buzz Luttrell has been on the story all day, and he has the latest in this report.
Neighbors say they know very little about Betty Bradley, who lived here at 1600 Rademacher with her boyfriend and her 6 children. And what they do know is somewhat disturbing.
There were trouble. Fights all the time. Police had to be called. A whole lot of different people coming and going. And I never had nothing to do with them.
I've seen a few squad cars, well, police officers over the house. Not trying to break in a house or anything like that, but they were there.
Tony Carranza, who lived upstairs with Betty Bradley's brother, Pat Shelley, reportedly spent the night at his girlfriend's place, returned about 10 a.m. today, and called police when he found the bodies. 4 other children found alive inside were taken into protective custody by police. Tonight we asked Detroit Homicide Inspector Gilbert Hill, who was at the scene earlier today, if there are any suspects.
We have no suspects in. We're pursuing several avenues at this time, but nothing definite as yet.
How about a motive?
Nothing definite on that yet either.
Inspector Hill did say it now appears that Betty Bradley, found at the nearby Crest Motel, where she had registered last night, may have been strangled to death. Buzz Luttrell, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
Well, the latest report from police tonight is that narcotics may have been involved in the murders. According to police, drug paraphernalia was found in the motel room and in the house where the bodies were found. Dana?
The man who tried to kill President Reagan is in serious but stable condition tonight after trying to take his own life. Police say John Hinckley Jr. swallowed poison, but they didn't say what kind or where he got the substance. According to the FBI, police found Hinckley semi-conscious and gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. He was rushed from his cell at St. Elizabeth's Institution to a local hospital where his stomach was pumped. Tonight, doctors say it will be 24 hours before they know if he will survive. This is the 3rd time since last summer that Hinckley has tried to commit suicide. He was found innocent by reason of insanity last June in the shooting of President Reagan. 1/2 of the American population is worried tonight that they will become victims of violent crimes. That's according to an ABC News poll that found the majority of people in this country want officials to do more to protect them. According to the survey, 69% of the public wants police to spend more time fighting crime. The poll also found that most people are not in favor of early prisoner releases, either by court order or parole. 60% of those surveyed said they wanted to do away with parole altogether and force criminals to serve their full sentences. According to the poll, blacks are 2.5 times more likely to become victims of crime than whites. Rich?
Fresh from a weekend meeting in Washington, the president of the Michigan Independent Truckers Association says the strike may not have been in vain. Harlan Wilcox said tonight lawmakers promised to try and reopen the federal highway tax bill and roll back the federal highway use tax to its former level. Wilcox also said the legislators would try to keep the additional tax on diesel fuel to 4 cents. Wilcox says the Michigan strike is officially over. And tonight, independent truckers in Pittsburgh agreed to go back on the road. They're calling the decision to end the nationwide strike, quote, a sellout. Although Ford Motor Company is denying reports that it plans a lifetime warranty on new 1983 cars and trucks, the auto company says tonight it may offer a lifetime repair guarantee on new and used models. Under the program, car owners would pay only for a certain repair one time only. After that, the dealer and Ford would pick up the tab. Ford's repair guarantee has been test marketed in several states, but no announcement has been scheduled about offering it nationwide as of yet. Dana?
The average cost of gasoline nationwide is at its lowest level in 3 years, and the price could tumble even further. According to one oil industry analyst, prices are off by an average of 3 cents a gallon at regular unleaded pumps. And he predicts prices could drop by another 10 cents a gallon without an import tariff to prevent foreign producers from dumping oil here, and as long as domestic producers keep their prices lower than the foreign competition. The current price of gasoline in the U.S. is 14 cents lower than the overall average 1 year ago, and more than 7 cents less than it was at the first of the year. Rich?
Well, Michigan waitresses are very angry tonight. Angry about a federal plan to tax their projected tips. Channel 7's Jack McCarthy has more on the story.
The American waitress, a vital part of the food service industry, an industry that in Michigan employs more people than the auto industry. Waiters and waitresses have traditionally worked for less than minimum wage and relied on their tips to carry them. Now, all across the country, they're hopping mad about the IRS plan to dock them a flat 8% of the gross business they do. These people have come together in this Detroit meeting with the backing of NOW to try and do something to get the rules changed. According to a NOW spokesperson, the law is discriminatory on the basis of both sex and economics.
We are concerned because we think it's a working women's issue. We think that working women are being asked to, especially waiters and waitresses, to contribute more of their income to the federal government, or are being held to higher accountability standards than are other people, most notably business people who take business expenses.
The meeting was designed to explore ways of working for a more equitable tax situation, something that, as one waitress told me, is lacking in the new regulation.
I understand it is necessary to pay taxes. We must pay taxes. I just want to pay taxes on what I earn. I don't think there's anything unfair in asking that. Doesn't everybody else pay taxes on what they earn? You know, does General Motors, do they assume they make more than what they're saying they make? Are they going to end up calling us liars?
Let's see, 15% would be about 65, 70 cents. Of course, the problem is not everyone tips 15%. Some more, some less, some not at all. So that's the message that the waitresses are trying to get across to the IRS. Tax us on what we actually make, not just some arbitrary figure. From downtown Detroit, I'm Jack McCarthy, Channel 7 Action News reporting.
One Nazi accused of murdering hundreds tonight says it was all in a day's work.
And she's known as the cocaine queen and the most wanted female fugitive. Tonight she's behind bars. We'll have those stories. Jay Barry with the sports when Action News continues in just a minute.
Pass me some potato chips, would you?
I'm not eating potato chips.
Well, the pretzels.
Don't have any pretzels.
What do you got there, popcorn?
Nope, no popcorn.
What are you eating?
Stella D'oro breadsticks.
Breadsticks?
Sure, they taste great. They're nice and light, and they're fun to eat.
Sounds good. Pass me a Stella D'oro breadstick.
This is the last one.
Well, that's fine.
Stella D'oro breadsticks. Regular, dietetic, onion, and sesame. They're not just for meals.
If you want to know how to fly to Hawaii for just $99, ask about Northwest Orient's Way to Go bonus fare. You can qualify if you fly Northwest Orient on a round trip of $200 or more anywhere in the 48 states by March 11th. For complete details, call your travel agent or Northwest Orient.
Northwest Orient Airlines. The world is going our way.
I have to tell you about the great gift I got from Estee Lauder today. And you can get one too, filled with her famous beauty products. This whole Estee Lauder collection, a $20 value, is your gift with any Estee Lauder purchase of $7.50 or more. How great to have Estee Lauder treat you to Estee Lauder.
Your Estee Lauder gift is available through February 26th at Lord & Taylor.
Boys, these are the guys I want you to listen to.
Plug their phones.
No, listen to them on CKLW Morning 6 to 10. It's the Ryan Company and they're dangerous. Here's the leader, Tom Ryan, Tom Delisle, Sam Sakowicz, Dr. Biggleby, Louie, Ho-Oh Boys, Lance Sweetfeet. I'm not a crook, but I know radio. CKLW's got something with these guys. Find out what it is.
The Ryan Company, mornings on 800 CKLW.
What about me? I'm on that show, too. Oh.
The Coast Guard called off its search tonight for 9 sailors missing from a coal ship that sank off the Virginia coast. 24 bodies were found yesterday, and by today, rescuers had given up hope of locating any more survivors. 3 crew members survived the accident, which will officially be investigated. In Italy today, 2 disasters claimed the lives of more than 70 people. Fire raced through a Turin movie theater, killing 64 people. The theater manager has been arrested and charged with manslaughter. Italian television reports there weren't enough fire exits in the packed building. About 400 people managed to escape unharmed. Powerful winds ripped 3 cable cars off their tracks during a blizzard, sending them crashing about 150 feet into a mountain at a fashionable Italian ski resort. Police report at least 10 people died in the accident. Other lift passengers were stranded for 5 hours before being rescued. Officials are investigating that incident. Former Nazi Gestapo chief Klaus Barbie, who was awaiting trial in France for alleged war crimes, said in a television interview today that if Germany had won the war, no one would be interested in his case. Barbie, the so-called Butcher of Lyon, said he was only doing his duty when he allegedly ordered thousands of French Jews and resistance fighters killed during World War II. Dana?
Former Israeli Defense Minister Ariel Sharon has a new cabinet post tonight. Cabinet members voted to move Sharon to a new position with no definite responsibilities. That decision comes after a commission blamed him for allowing the massacre of hundreds of Palestinians in Beirut. The opposition Labor Party had demanded that Sharon be removed from the cabinet altogether, but the Israeli government says the decision to transfer him to another post fulfills the recommendations of the commission. Locally, the decision to keep Sharon in the Israeli cabinet is being applauded by some members of the Jewish Community Center in West Bloomfield. During a meeting at the center tonight, several people told Channel 7 News they hope Sharon will still be involved in policymaking.
I would hope at the very least he would only change portfolios, and that if he would not be defense minister, that he would still have a lot of influence in the government, because I think his views reflect many of the views of the people in Israel and outside of Israel.
I think that he will still be continue to be a strong point in the government, and I hope that he will be. I think that it was important that Israel went into Lebanon. It was in the best. I think it was in the best interest of Israel and the United States in the long run.
Meanwhile, it is unclear who will inherit the defense ministry. Israeli U.S. Ambassador Moshe Aarons could be named to the post, but until a successor is appointed, Prime Minister Menachem Begin is expected to take over the defense duties. Rich?
Exciting finish today to a golf match out in Hawaii, Hawaiian Open.
Yeah, we talked about it on the early show. Thought it was all over.
No way, huh?
Good evening, everybody. Topping the sports news tonight, Isaiah Aoki, who today became the first golfer from Japan to win a PGA Tour event, and he did it the hard way by dropping in a 128-yard shot from the rough for an eagle on 18. That gave him a one-stroke victory over Jack Renner in the Hawaiian Open. We pick up Aoki at the top of his game. After he dropped in this birdie putt on 14, he was ahead of Renner by 2 strokes, but both golfers were far from finish. By the par 5, 18th hole, Renner had caught Japan's top golfer, and a sudden death playoff seemed just around the corner, but a nice fairway wood put Renner in eagle territory and a clear shot at the championship. However, the putt turned out to be no gimme. Renner's eagle try rimmed the cup, but Aoki had knocked his first 2 shots on the final hole into the rough. So Renner's closing birdie seemed to be all he needed for the win. Then Aoki hit one of the most dramatic shots in the history of golf, pitching out of the rough for an eagle to become the first golfer from Japan to win a PGA title. He took the Hawaiian Open by a stroke over a disbelieving Jack Renner. Ben Crenshaw finished third, 3 strokes back. Out in L.A. this afternoon, the NBA All-Stars really put on a show at their annual game. In case you didn't see it, the East won it 132 to 123. And, of course, we have highlights. Big afternoon for the Pistons' Isaiah Thomas, who opened the scoring in the contest. Thomas dropped in 19 points and was in the running for the Most Valuable Player award, although this was only his second All-Star game. The Celtics' Larry Bird scored 14 for the East, who led 42-31 after 1 quarter. In the second period, it was a 15-point advantage, but the West made a run and was able to cut it to 8 after that basket by Kiki Vanderway. There was another Piston in the game, center Bill Laimbeer, who gets a follow shot to fall as the East held on to a 56-48 lead. The West pulled to within 2 on a hoop by Alex English, but the East led at the half 69-64. Now, how about this save by Isaiah, who gets the ball back to Sidney Moncrief, who comes up with your not-so-typical shot. And what about the doctor? Well, take a look. He has no respect for the 7'2" Artis Gilmore. Magic Johnson came close to being named the MVP. This hoop cut the lead by the East to 6, 116 to 110. But every time the West made a move, the doctor was there to answer. He was the most valuable player, and after this shot, no need to wonder why. Irving scored 25. Moncrief dropped in 20, and he really had his head into the game. Witness this hoop as the East won it 132 to 123. In college basketball action, North Carolina, ranked #1, fell to Villanova, but with 3:30 left in the first half, Sam Perkins slams one, producing a tie at 23. Gary McLean pushed the lead back to 3 points, 30-27 on this nice drive down the lane. Later, Michael Jordan rebounds and hits a fall-away jumper. North Carolina had his first lead, 31-30, but Villanova came back to take a 39-35 advantage when McLean dropped one in from the corner. And this is Jordan coming back, cutting Villanova's lead back to a basket. But when the Cats came up with this steal and hoop, Villanova had an 8-point lead, 45-37, and went on to upset top-ranked North Carolina 56-53. In the National Hockey League, Hartford beat Toronto, Washington shot down Winnipeg, Quebec edged Chicago, and Philadelphia lost to Los Angeles. This fellow right here, Frank the Animal Fletcher in the red trunks. Interesting thing happened to him on his way to a title bout with middleweight champ Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He ran into that other fellow, Wilfred Cyprian. Cyprian scored a unanimous decision over Fletcher in today's USBA middleweight championship, and now I guess he will be in line for that title bout. That just seems to be the way it goes sometimes. In other sports news, Jimmy Connors beat Jose Higueras in 4 sets to capture the Toronto tennis tournament. And in Richmond, Virginia, Guillermo Vilas was a 3-set winner over Steve Denton. And now, backed by popular demand, that huge but gentle wrestler, Andre the Giant, he stands 7 feet 4 inches and tips the scale at a suave 485 pounds, down from 560. It seems he draws a crowd whenever he goes, especially in the ring. Andre's unusual size causes problems for him in everyday life, too. He has to buy 2 airplane tickets because he takes up 2 seats. Boot size, about a 24. Glove size, well, forget it. Poor Andre. He may have his problems, but he has one big advantage.
I got one advantage. Nobody bother me.
I wouldn't bother him either, folks. Just let the man do whatever he wants to do, huh? Why not?
I just had a thought. You know, the Pistons are looking for a big man in the middle. You know, nobody's going to bother him. 7'4"? Okay, thanks, Jake. The nation's #1 woman fugitive, known as the Cocaine Queen, has been arrested by authorities from the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency. Martha Libya Cordona was arrested in Miami's Little Havana section while attending a baby shower. The agents were led to the shower, held at an expensive Latin restaurant, by Ms. Cordona's ex-boyfriend, who was scheduled to testify tomorrow in a trial against Cuban drug dealers. Cordona had been on the run since jumping bail 2 years ago. Investigators say she took over one of Colombia's biggest drug rings after her husband was shot and killed in 1977. Dana?
Some demand to know what's going on behind closed doors. Others want to ban the squeal rule.
And a bang-up celebration ushers in the year 4681. Those stories and Rob's warm forecast coming up when Action News continues in just a minute.
I just found out I need dental work. I'm not too thrilled about that. But thanks to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Michigan dental coverage, it's not going to dent my wallet.
If my company didn't provide Blue Cross and Blue Shield dental coverage, we wouldn't be able to afford all these braces.
It's a money-saving benefit we appreciate.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield gives us real value, and that's something everyone can smile about.
Only Hertz gives you the best of both worlds. Not only do you get to choose from the most fantastic top-name gifts in the rent-a-car business, like a Cartier billfold, a Texas Instruments home computer, a Nikon camera, an RCA 19-inch color TV, and a whole lot more. But at the same time, you also earn points in the most fantastic travel awards program in the rent-a-car business. And now you have to June 30th to win both ways.
I'm a Shell Auto Care dealer, and I'm going to give you something in writing.
I'm a Shell Auto Care dealer, and I'm going to give you something in writing.
When a Shell Auto Care dealer works on your car, you know he wants to do it right, because he gives you a written limited warranty good for 90 days or 4,000 miles. A warranty that backs his work in writing. That's the clincher. At Shell Auto Care, another good reason to come to Shell for answers.
Nobody serves a republic like Republic.
Dear Republic, your agent, Mr. Lashbrook, saved me $234, making me a hero with my company. That's service.
Dear Republic, I've called reservations many times and always been treated with utmost courtesy and even a sense of humor.
Nobody serves a republic like Republic.
Family planning groups will go to court tomorrow to try and block the administration's proposal to force federally funded clinics to tell parents if their teenage daughters get birth control prescriptions. Planned Parenthood and the National Family Planning and Reproductive Health Association will ask the court to order a preliminary injunction barring the regulation. The groups say the rule violates a teenager's constitutional right to privacy. The Justice Department, however, disagrees with that stand. Rich?
Well, it's all history now, but before it was over, it had set an all-time attendance record. Detroit's 25th annual boat and fishing show drew to a close tonight after attracting nearly 110,000 people downtown to see everything from fishing boats to luxury cruisers. This year's attendance was up more than 30,000 people compared to last year. Not only did more people come down to Cobo Hall, there were many people in the mood to buy a boat as well. Sales from this year's show are up about 200 over last year, and that's nearly 800 boats sold, totaling over $10 million in sales. Maybe things are getting better after all.
Well, it's not quite time to go boating yet, but the weather's not all bad.
Not far from it. Believe me, the way the winter's been going, and especially the forecast that we're looking at with temperatures a little bit on the warmer side, we're not that far away from possibly hoisting the sails and getting out there. We're not looking for a lot of snow in the Detroit area. Possibility of a flurry or two, but that's just about it. All of the snow, of course, clobbering Washington and New York over the weekend, especially on Friday. In our area today, really not a sizzler, but not too bad. High temperature 35 degrees. The overnight low last night 13. Current temperature 24 degrees. Winds out of the south at 7 miles an hour. The pressure rising at 30.17 and the humidity 81%. Here's what we're looking at. Basically for the Detroit area, just a little cloud cover up to the north of us and clear skies to the south, especially around southern lower Michigan at the present time. That's causing temperatures to drop somewhat. Still a lot of activity going on down around Florida. They picked up some heavy rain during the past 24 hours with 2 inches reported down around the Tampa area. 2 inches also reported at Vero Beach in Miami. And this activity should move on off into the Atlantic and then slide back up through the East Coast. May catch Washington and New York again, bringing them a little bit of snow. But what we're looking at is way back out here, nothing but just a little bit of cloud cover in here and some cool temperatures in the evening hours. But for daytime hours, we're looking for mild conditions getting up into the 40s tomorrow on a Monday. And Valentine's Day should start out like this again, with still the rain going on down around the eastern seaboard states and some snow. Travelers advisories out for portions of Carolinas and the Virginias, and this high-pressure center will keep that there. Out to the west of us, some snow building up in Colorado. We'll have mild air coming in here during the daylight hours of tomorrow. And again, that's what will kick temperatures up into the 40s. A first wave of cold air will push through by late tomorrow night, and that'll drop temperatures again back down near the 20-degree mark. And then we've got the second little area of cold air that moves in late tomorrow night and eventually moves down through the Detroit area on Tuesday. But the cloud cover very close, but still clear skies in the Detroit area for tomorrow night. And that's what will cause a little bit the temperatures to be a little bit on the chilly side. For Tuesday, here's what we're looking at. The frontal system kind of fizzles out and pushes right across the Saginaw Valley with this rain here beginning to build up around Nebraska and Kansas and down into Arkansas. And eventually this will slide in an easterly direction towards the end of the week, and that's what could clip the Detroit area about Thursday or Friday. But again, for Tuesday, cloudy skies throughout most of the Great Lakes region, and Detroit is right on the edge of that cloudy sky. So we should see a little bit of mixture of clouds and sunshine in the forecast for Tuesday. Now, temperature-wise for tomorrow and Valentine's Day, New York looking for a high of 42 degrees, remains above freezing up at the Sioux, 39, 45 degrees in Chicago, and warms up to 40 in Omaha, and 51 degrees, the forecast high for Kansas City. Our forecast for the Detroit area for tomorrow and the rest of the week coming up in just a second.
This week, 6 is your lucky number, because this week at New York Carpet World, $8.99 to $14.99 carpet is just $6 a yard. This elegant carved carpet is sale priced $6 a yard. $6 for this rich Saxony plush. Only $6 for this dense cut and loop. All popular styles, all high-fashion colors. You've never seen such a great selection at the low sale price of $6. But hurry, lucky savings like this last just through Wednesday night, only at New York Carpet World.
This is Jack. Jack is a computer. He works for a supermarket chain, and he has a very important job. Every week, he checks thousands of prices from other supermarkets and compares them with prices at his supermarket to make sure his customers save money. His supermarket is Farmer Jack. If other stores' prices aren't as low as Farmer Jack, remember, they're only human. One supermarket is better than the rest. Farmer Jack.
Honey, it's a very expensive sun you're blocking.
I'm worried.
On our vacation?
Our taxes are getting out of hand.
That's for sure.
We need a plan.
Listen, Roger, do what I did. Talk to IDS.
IDS?
My IDS representative can show you lots of ways to reduce your tax bite. It's all part of a financial plan.
An IDS financial plan.
Now, that's a brilliant idea, John.
Well, that certainly brightens my day.
IDS, ideas to help you manage money.
The man is back. Anthony Quinn is Zola. Living, breathing, dancing, laughing, alive on stage. Anthony Quinn is... The man is back. February 22nd through March 6th at the Masonic Temple.
Our old Delta 88 might be too popular.
Here's the old Delta 88. Was here a minute ago.
They disappear almost as fast as we can get them in the showroom.
And this is the Delta 88. And this is my daughter. And this is a Delta 88.
The Delta 88 is America's best-selling full-size car. And now a special order has just hit town, so you can have a no-wait 88. But hurry, there's only a few, and they're going fast.
And this is the old Delta 88. Oh, no.
Still a little cloud cover going on up north. We have clear skies around the Detroit area at the present time, but basically from Houghton Lake northward all the way on up through the UP, cloud cover and haze around the Detroit area, and the temperatures coming in from the computer right now. Very warm in the UP, 37 degrees in Marquette, 37 degrees at the Sioux. Look at Alpena, almost approaching the 40-degree mark right now. 27 degrees in Lansing due to the clear skies from here southward. 29 degrees in Saginaw and 31 degrees the current temperature right now at City Airport. And here's our forecast for the Detroit area. Clear skies, cool temperatures, a low of 20 degrees. By mid-afternoon tomorrow on a Monday, sunshine, a high of 43 degrees on Tuesday. Mixture of clouds and sunshine, a high of 38 degrees. Mild conditions for the end of the week, 38 to 45 degrees for highs, but a chance of rain, possibly mixed with snow, toward the end of the week along about Thursday and or Friday.
Hard to believe. Another month and we're going to be in springtime already, huh?
Yes, very close.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Well, many people in the Detroit area are ringing in the New Year tonight. No, they're not a month and a half late. The Chinese New Year began today. It's the year 4681, dedicated to the boar or the pig. But it was another animal, the dragon, that came out to celebrate the occasion at the Wing Hong restaurant tonight. And in the tradition of the Chinese and the Americans, noise and sparkle of firecrackers help make the changing of the year official. A legend has it that children born in the year of the pig have characteristics more like a cow. They're supposed to be content, affectionate, and kind. And so to everyone celebrating the occasion tonight, Gung Hei Fa Choi. That, I hope, is Chinese for Happy New Year.
I hope so, too.
Oh, the place will be a parking lot tomorrow, right? Thanks, everyone, for being with us. Good night. Have a good week, and we'll see you next weekend.
Thank you for joining us. Happy Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Detroit houses stand empty while Detroiters need homes. A special Target 7 series with investigative reporter Steve Handelsman beginning Monday at 6 on 7's Action News. Bill Bonds, Diana Lewis, Jack Legoff, Doris Biscoe, and Detroit's first news team report Action News weeknights at 5 o'clock, 6, and 11.
Save up to 62% now through Monday during Gardner White Furniture's President's Birthday Sale. Our best sale in 7 years. Honest.
This is the Air Express race, and Airborne's in the thick of it. Airborne's becoming the alternative to Federal because Airborne's made 100% on-time delivery their goal and are making most of their deliveries before 10:30 a.m. Airborne's moving so fast, they've just passed Emory in the number of Air Express shipments picked up and delivered within the U.S. So it's goodbye, Emory. Watch out, Federal. Here comes Airborne. Airborne overnight. We're shooting for 100% on-time delivery.
Different people have different kinds of coughs. A dry cough, a cough that keeps you awake, a cough with a stuffed-up nose. And some people have a combination of symptoms. That's why there are 4 different kinds of Robitussin. Each contains an expectorant to help loosen phlegm, one a cough suppressant to quiet coughs, one adds a decongestant to relieve stuffy nose, one combines all these relief actions. 4 different Robitussin cough medicines for different kinds of coughs. Which Robitussin should you take? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.